In March of 2020, we released Demon Rush, an anime, manga, and trading card game, a passion project with a massive vision for a full-fledged anime, esports, and an ongoing manga series. In order to spread the word about Demon Rush, I began emailing a bunch of anime conventions, seeing if I could get into any last minute. But unfortunately, most of these vendor booths or artist alley sections are sold out a year ahead of time, so I was out of luck. That was until 1 month before Anime Expo, the biggest anime convention of the year, began. They emailed me saying that I could have a spot. With only 1 month to prepare, my first booth ever across the country, I scrambled to get product together and shipping and logistics so that I could have a Demon Rush booth for Anime Expo. Anime Expo has over 100,000 attendees every year, so I thought this was the perfect opportunity to spread the word of Demon Rush, do some networking, and branch out the reputation of this franchise a little bit more. I had tons of great conversations with people who were highly interested, took business cards, and had some conversations with some industry executives. So let me show you how the booth turned out in this 1 month rush.
What's up, guys? I'm Master. I'm here at Anime Expo for the Demon Rush booth. This is literally a childhood dream come true. My own anime, manga, and trading card game, as you can see right here. It is playing on the monitor. I think next time we'll get a really big flat screen TV or something. Make a big show out of it. But yeah, this is my first ever booth, so I'm showing off the Demon Rush stuff. We got art prints, we got the manga, we got the card game, and we got the anime playing right here. Let me show you these posters over here. So yes, I am Mastar. I did create Anime War. We got the Omni Goku and Vegeta holographic. This thing is beautiful. Way better, turned out way better than I thought it would. And this is Lucifer here. Probably the best piece of artwork in all of Demon Rush, done by the manga artist Pedro. I love this. And this holographic poster is thick, heavy, and just beautiful. It moves as you turn, and it's really amazing. Oh, let me show you the t-shirts. Also done by the manga artist Pedro. Absolutely stunning. I love the design of this. So he sent me 4 sketches of concepts, and this is the one we ultimately went with, and I just love it. Soren and Rush back to back in their stage 2 forms, and it's definitely a sight to see. I love that. Everything's on display. The One Of plushie. Unfortunately, we didn't finish the campaign for this, but good for show. And hopefully we can get people to come in here and start buying some stuff. But for now, it's nice to just talk about Demon Rush, give it some more exposure, and that's what's important, right? Most people don't even know what this is. They're like, oh, what is this new anime, manga, and trading card game? It's amazing.
So we landed there 2 days before the expo started, and we get to a blank booth, which just has the name of your company on it. I ran over to FedEx to get some prints. I had art prints and some banners made and business cards. It was incredibly expensive. I think I spent like $1,000 on that. Don't go through FedEx, go through other sources. Basically, when you get to your booth, you have to set up with your suppliers of all your products to basically label your boxes, and then the logistics people and the expo will actually just drop off all your product in these tightly sealed boxes. It's your job to go open all the boxes, set up your booth. I didn't have all these things I needed. Like, I needed a box cutter and tape and hooks and all this stuff. So we had to go to Target and buy all this crap. I flew across country to set this up, so I had to buy stuff from Target. It was an exhausting day, and we went home.
Get ready for the first big day. Gotta get pumped, man. Big damn day. We spent the last 2 days setting up. Today we're gonna see what the hell happens. We got the booth set up, ready to sell stuff, ready to promote, ready to talk to people. Just need to drink my coffee and get wired, and let's go.
So our hotel was about half a mile away from the convention center, and there was a lot of important and expensive products I didn't want to leave at the booth that I would just put in my suitcase and wheel back to the hotel every day. We got there late on the first day. There was already customers lined up, and I was like, oh crap. I thought the convention center opened at 10, but apparently people were in with early access or something. They got in at 9, so I was like an hour late, and luckily nobody stole anything from the booth. So I quickly assembled the booth and fixed everything up. Customers were starting to come over and ask about it, and the place really exploded the first few days. I mean, there was like between 100 and 150,000 people. It was absolutely insane. After one full day of explaining what Demon Rush was over and over and selling stuff, my throat was completely done. I felt like I couldn't even talk anymore, and I really wasn't selling that much. This was the first convention since COVID. They canceled it for 2 years because of COVID. This was 2022, and money was tight. People really weren't buying much, and I wish I would have known that and prepared. This was my first ever convention, and I really had no idea how much product to bring, and I brought way too much. But luckily, I met some of the Demon Rush crew who came through and bought a few products from me.
I'm here with Brandon and Adam. Brandon is one of the biggest fans of Demon Rush. A beast, won the first ever Demon Rush trading card game tournament. He only lost to a guy who specifically built his deck to beat it. Yeah. Guardian. So they just spent the last 5 hours in the hentai section. What's your favorite thing about Demon Rush?
To see a card game as almost as perfect as you've made it, and especially the amount of time you did it, is extraordinarily amazing. And I really love playing the game. Super addicting.
I like the fact that it's like simple, but like also complex at like the same time. Like I was able to learn in like literally 10 minutes just from like playing with him.
As we got into days 2 and 3, I'd start getting there around 7 a.m. to start setting up, and then the convention would close around 6 or 7. You pack up your stuff and you go home. Luckily, on the second to last day, a lot of Demon Rush players came through, and there was a tabletop gaming section where we were able to set up and start playing and showing some others the game. A lot of the Demon Rush crew from Discord came through and introduced some new players to the game, like Macmillan and his son Duck, and obviously Brandon and Adam. There was a few others as well. After a long, exhausting 3 days, I headed home because it was time for the final day.
Master, what day is it?
Day 4. We are wiped. We have been grinding here at the Expo, doing lots of interviews, making videos, selling stuff, hustling, you know what I mean? Hustling. And so far so good. I met a ton of fans, did a lot of signatures, learned a lot. I mean, we learned so much. And overall, it's been a great experience, man. It's been really cool. Wish I sold more, but now I know how to do it. First booth ever. I mean, what do you know? I had no idea how to prepare for something like this. And I had like 1 month to set this up. But I think we did a pretty good job.
Finished up the day, and then you end a little bit early on the final day, and then you just have to pack everything up into boxes. They have a ship center inside the convention center, and that was like another over $1,000 to ship all of the product to a warehouse. I think I probably spent around $3,000 to $4,000 on shipping, probably another $10,000 on product to sell, another $5,000 on travel and expenses because I did have a videographer come, paid for his flight and hotel. So it was a lot. I mean, it was extremely expensive, and I think you can only really do this, hold a booth, and make money if the cost of your product is extremely low, you are driving your product there, so you're not shipping it with one of the shipping services that are super expensive, and your markup is incredibly high. So one of the most common things you'll see at booths is these vendors that sell plushies of, Pokemon and stuff like that. Those make incredible amounts of money because like they're making $30 on every product they sell. Booth cost me $2,300, I believe. That you have to sell a lot to make up for your expenses just to be there. I guess some of these vendors are making a lot of money doing this because the vendors are always sold out. So how I was even able to get a booth was because I emailed a bunch of conventions. They said that all of their vendor floors were already full, but Anime Expo hit me up a month before the expo and they said, hey, do you want it? It's available. And I asked my wife about it. I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna prepare in 1 month, but she was like, you can just figure that out on the way. This could be like a once in a lifetime opportunity. So I took it and I rushed to get everything done. Pretty happy with, I did the best I could, but I think if I'm gonna hold the booth again, it would be much bigger, much more extravagant. I'd have cosplayers, a big TV playing the anime and stuff like that. So I think you really need to go big or go home when it comes to having a booth in one of these major expos. You're competing against a lot of these other gigantic companies and you have to be flashy somehow. I wasn't really that flashy and I was out deep in the corner somewhere. So I didn't really get a lot of the traffic I necessarily wanted, but you live and you learn. So my suggestion is apply early, make sure the cost of your product is extremely low, don't bring too much, Don't spend a lot on shipping. Only go to conventions that you can drive a truck to full of your product. Don't ship it. And most importantly, have a team. So I was very lucky to have 1 or 2 friends come and help me out, and they did an incredibly good job at selling and holding down the fort while I was walking around a bit trying to network. But I wish I had more friends that were more knowledgeable about my product and could really hold their own all day. So if you're the creator, it's very exhausting to explain everything and handle sales and inventory and move everything around. It's extremely exhausting. You need to have a team in most cases. Keep that in mind for your booth. I didn't go to Anime Expo this year or hold any booths because I'm getting ready for the next big launch of the series, the beta set and anime that comes with it. But as soon as we get some more hype, I'm very excited about holding more conventions and meetups and booths and things like that. I'm Mastar, the creator of Demon Rush. I hope you enjoyed this and you learned something, and I'll see you guys soon for another video.